6th.
I think a big day for some. NFL playoffs. Brought to you by DraftKings. NFL playoffs. We're talking about NFL playoffs. You bet we are. Get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Scoring touchdowns is key to winning in the NFL playoffs, and the key to you scoring big is betting on them at DraftKings, the number one place to bet touchdowns. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple, like a player to score 6. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your pick. Here's another reason to watch your favorite players crush it in the playoffs. New customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Score big in the NFL playoffs with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code PICKCENTRAL. That's code PICKCENTRAL for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. I do think touchdowns, it seems like guys score touchdowns more randomly in the playoffs. You get those big plus odds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It seems like you get more of those random touchdowns in the playoffs than a regular season game. It always feels like anyway.
Points can be hard to come by in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's true.
But you get that second tight end or a third wide receiver you didn't expect.
Always a Super Bowl, it's always like that.
Super Bowl is like that.
Last night,
Someone random always does.
Pissed me off because I did like a touchdown parlay, and it was just Gibbs 4.
One guy scored all the
touchdowns. Like I had Patrick to score. I had Hawkinson, even though I also had Jefferson. Jefferson should have scored like 4 times. Addison was wide open in the end zone. It was
Tough night for Darnold last night.
Tough
night.
Lost a lot of money last night, in my opinion. At least a good amount.
I disagree. I agree with what you're saying. I disagree because of how bad quarterbacks are.
I agree with you, Marty. In that the thing is, like, he's the only one worth spending money on. I think because people are going to overpay. I'm not saying it's worth it, but they'll overpay to get him.
They're going to pay. He's going to get $50 million.
I think so too.
I don't think he's going to get 50 after last night.
A lot of ball left though.
That's true too.
Would you? Yeah. What if he playoff game kills a playoff game or gets?
What if he has one really good game and the next game's really bad?
I think he's.
I think he's fine.
What if he just loses?
What if he just?
They're playing a team they literally already lost to this season.
Who are they playing?
The Rams. I believe they're playing.
I
the
could
Rams.
see the Rams.
In LA.
Rams in LA.
I actually think
the Rams already beat them.
I can see the Rams winning.
Like this, you have this season. I mean, I just think you look at how bad he was last night. I think the Vikings. I think you're gonna take a long, hard look after last night. Obviously, we'll see what happens in the playoffs. But you're gonna sit there and say we could have Sam Darnold with these receivers, this offensive line, this defense for $50 million, $40, whatever it ends up being.
Yeah.
Or we could roll out JJ, who we have on like a 4-year deal for like $5 million, $6 million a season.
Oh sure.
I think you're gonna do that. You just saw what the Giants did with Daniel Jones, and listen, Sam Darnold is way better than Daniel Jones has ever been, like not even close. But I'm just saying, similar like you, if you have a guy for cheap, like why give this guy an extension? The Giants obviously didn't have anyone, but I think you're going to learn from mistakes. Like you don't have to pay someone just because they have one good season. That's more my over.
It won't be the Vikings who pay him though, Ev. It's the other teams that need a quarterback.
They're not going to pay him. They have a.
I think they definitely won't.
I
think
the
they
Vikings,
won't now.
The Vikings won't re-up with Darnold.
No, and they shouldn't for the cap reasons.
Oh.
But you have desperate teams out there like
Yes.
the Colts, or go through the list. There's 10 teams that need a quarterback.
Who's better? Geno Smith or Sam Darnold? It's close. Geno Smith's.
I think Sam Darnold because he's younger.
Geno Smith got $40 million.
Sam Darnold is like what 6-7 years younger than him
I think
when he signed that deal.
I think
it's the Andy Dalton complex. Like we know there's guys better than him, but we don't know if we're gonna go get them.
And there's not a lot
risking
better
it,
than
you know what I
him,
mean.
though.
And
That's
Andy
the
Dalton
problem.
or Carson Palmer, they all stayed in the league where
Who's
it's like
the best quarterback in
Carson
the free
Palmer
agents?
was good. Carson Palmer.
yeah, Palmer's legit good.
Who's the best free agent and quarterback free agent next year? It's him.
I mean, no, Darnold will be because they don't. It doesn't really happen. Like you don't really have free agent quarterbacks like that. Because if they're any good, like teams just lock them
Well,
up.
Kirk Cousins is going to be a free agent, I think.
So Russell
So
Wilson.
they'll trade him.
Russell Wilson probably is the next best.
Well, a free agent?
Yeah,
He'll
quarterback.
just go back to the Steelers.
Probably, yeah.
But it's
So then is Justin Fields a free agent?
Yes.
Yeah.
So then he's the next best. So one of those two guys is the next best. You know what I'm
it's
saying?
not great pickings.
no. That's why I'm saying Sam Darnold will get $50 million.
And then Geno Smith is out there too,
He'll outbid.
but he's so old.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers.
Who's old? Who's
That's not a great option either.
If age wasn't a thing, I think Geno's better. But having that much more age, Donald would be the choice, obviously. But he'll command more. I mean, I don't know who. I guess it's what team is going to say we're going to pay $40-50 million to Sam Darnold.
Who's a team?
I don't think
that's-
50. I don't
The other
think
thing
50.
is, I think you.
Funny
40
thing is, I'm not even
max.
fucking around. Like the Jets is not a bad. Like that's a
know.
team that would has a team that has wide receivers. Like it is. It
a
is
full
just,
circle
like,
moment.
Like, I'm not
they
even
signed him
fucking
like
around.
a
It is
huge
the-
contract after.
That's
oh
the
my
most
God.
team that I'm trying to think of teams that are because you can't have a team like a let's say I know they are the first pick like the Titans though. That does
the
they,
Raiders.
They don't have the Titans have. I think
they need the young quarterback. They need to start from the
The
beginning.
Raiders make sense.
no
think
because
it
I don't think
does.
the rate.
I think they'd rather stick with O'Connell.
I
The Raiders have any
for no
Raiders
money.
need- the Raiders need
Raiders
more.
need a lot.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I don't think he needs to go to a team that just like needs the quarterback.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know if that team is going to spend the money. Here,
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I
don't
think they
that's the
would.
case.
Like
Hey,
they
but
Would because that might be the missing piece. You have a
Yes,
good defense
because he's on a team
can
right now
contend,
that
like-
only needed a pretty competent quarterback.
so what
They
team?
have-
Who would that be then?
I have to look.
I don't know. It's
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't think there
like,
is.
I don't know. Like,
There's
who-
very
Jets,
few.
The Jets are the team.
There's very few teams that are like on the cusp of contending that are just a piece away.
The Steelers is not a. Is,
I think they would just stick with Wilson.
They're gonna stick with Wilson or Fields.
with Darnold.
I think you know maybe do you look at like the Colts? Like how far away are they? They went 8-9 last year with no real quarterback. Do they believe in Richardson? I don't know.
They
The
need
Colts I
everything.
could see because that division is so bad. So like if
Saints?
you win that division, you
What
can
about the
get into
Saints?
the playoffs.
The Saints have Carr, right?
who
They
they're-
could get out
always
of that
hurt.
contract, I think.
they always hurt. Saints is not a bad team. They have Olave. They have
I can almost see that in my
Mara.
mind too.
Yeah.
Could you just see that like him in a Colts
Saints isn't a
in a
bad
Saints
one.
uniform? So Darnold 4,300
There's
yards
not
last
many-
year,
there's
35
not many
touchdowns.
teams that you think can like take the
Browns.
leap that are close.
Browns are going to draft.
Well, the Browns can
quarterback.
afford him. Now you're
the
spending
Browns-
$100 million
Yeah.
on a quarterback.
They're
I don't know
gonna
if the
draft-
Browns
Browns
should
got to
draft.
draft one. They got to draft one if they did.
You think the Browns should draft a quarterback?
Yeah.
I think they got to sign. I don't think there's any quarterback this year where the Browns are drafting.
Yeah, but they already spent
But
$200 million.
you can't spend 100. Like, so they're paying how much? They paying Deshaun next year?
They need someone for really cheap.
Right. Because then you can't pay Darnold an additional
So
$45
if
million.
they- This is saying so like I'm looking up like top just like free agents and stuff. This says top cut candidates. So Kirk Cousins was obviously paid a shit ton. If he got cut, that wouldn't be on the Browns payroll, right?
Browns would be on the Falcons, and
Right.
then you could sign
So
him for a
you
minimum.
could-
Kind of like what happened with Russell Wilson. You could sign him for a
Exactly.
minimum.
Right.
Yes.
So that's not like a horrible idea.
No.
Especially if you don't think like any your future quarterbacks in the next draft. It's like you're kind of in a win-win situation.
You're looking for kind of a bridge guy.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
I really think.
I think Kirk Cousins looks not great, but
No, I agree.
for the
Again,
money-
I'm a Kirk guy, but I do think in a Stefanski offense he would look better. Like, the Falcons now we saw like what they were. They weren't a Super Bowl contender.
What a
It's
quarterback
shocking.
room of Kirk Cousins and Deshaun Watson. Maybe like the most opposite human beings of all time.
They have
put
two
in the
working
same
Achilles
room.
combined.
They're going to
They
draft
put
a
in the same
quarterback.
room.
I'm telling you, they're going to draft one.
I really think Kirk Cousins could be a.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Cousins could be a prime like Giants candidate. Like we're gonna need
Oh,
a bridge
I
guy.
unfortunately
I think
agree with that.
Bridges.
I don't think that's
No, but I don't think it's like. But it went for the Giants. It wouldn't be bad. We'd be paying them nothing.
If it's minimum, yeah. If minimum,
So it'd be
sure.
it'd be the Russell Wilson thing. You pay him like $1 million.
I'd actually be okay with
the
that.
Giants doing that, I'd be like fine with.
Because we can't draft a quarterback this year
I
now.
don't think they're going to.
How do you guys feel about your guys hanging on? It sounds like both guys they've announced both guys are staying.
Oh, I hate
Oh,
it.
if you saw both our tweets, they were not nice.
I hate it. I hate it.
I mean,
It's
tell
a
me
tough
this though.
spot.
I mean,
I still believe in Dable
What do you
a
mean
little
it's
bit
tough
more.
Spot, though? Let me ask you a question. What can they do worse to get fired? Mayo had 1 year.
Yeah.
Gone. Dunzo. It was a bad year. Take him out. It was why give him more years? What year is this now for Dable?
Both three. They both have that
Both
3 years.
three, and it's what now? Because now
They've regressed every year.
we're trying to start new with a quarterback. A quarterback. We don't want the quarterback on the do or die year for our coach and our GM.
What quarterback are you getting?
Well, no, I don't. I'm just saying though.
Could you wait a year and get a quarterback? Maybe this is.
Well,
Here's,
I think we have to because both quarterbacks will be gone by the time.
maybe
we
you
get them.
guys are losing on purpose this year. Might as well keep both guys around.
That's
Maybe next year's a punt
I'd
year.
rather
It's-
it's a
it's
new
the-
coach.
yeah, but that's-
We need something new. It's fucking awful.
If I was Dable and Shane, I'd be like, oh, they kept us for this year, but like we're fucking dead next year because they're gonna be bad. We're gonna be bad.
gonna be
next year.
horrible.
It's gonna be
next
bad.
year.
It's
It's
gonna be
gonna be
bad. So like, what?
Unless
Then
they
what?
just
Are we just
totally, like-
delaying?
The worst thing is if we have Kirk Cousins, we're gonna be the most mid team of all time.
Are we just deferring the firing because they're getting fired next year?
Is it because
not
we're
like they
not
can-
getting a quarterback?
What could they do?
That's what I was thinking.
What could they do to improve, or what could they do to keep their jobs?
I just hate it because you're gonna have
No idea.
you're gonna have a tandem that's so desperate. Like they'll tank the future for right now just to save their ass.
Yes.
Like what I'm afraid of is them giving up like mortgaging the house, which I don't think it's going to happen because the Titans need one so bad, and the Browns pretty much they need one too, and they're only one pick, so you can't go up too much. But I don't know. I agree with Marty where I don't know how much worse it can get.
What can they do to get fired?
Playing the devil's advocate on the other side.
Play the game.
The Giants, listen, the Giants have just done the same thing like over and over the last 3-4 regimes have basically been like 3 years or less and out. And that is like losing formula to like not have any continuity, just keep hiring, rehiring, firing guys.
Sounds familiar.
But this regime has been this year was the worst year in my life as a Giants fan. Like
Bad.
Totally I've lived through plenty of bad seasons, 4-12, whatever. Like they didn't have a pulse, like truly not a pulse. They make throwing a forward pass look difficult. Some of the worst quarterback play I've ever seen from every quarterback that played for the Giants. So I just don't know what you do from here. Like Shane is such a dipshit. They've picked in the top 10 the last 7 years. Jesus. And what do they really have to show for it?
We have one player. We have two players. We have Dexter Lawrence and
Neighbors this season.
Yeah, that's it.
Neighbors having 1,000 yards with those 4 quarterbacks.
And he missed 2 games.
So to defend Shane, he did draft Neighbors.
But he also drafted Evan Neal. He drafted Deontay Banks, who's a bum.
Kayvon Thibodeau, who's a bust.
Thibodeau's like okay, he's
got more misses than he does makes.
That's fair. I'm playing devil's advocate here, definitely.
You're not. They paid Daniel Jones. Like they paid him as much
But
as
they had to though.
That one was a tough.
We say that, but like
it was a tough situation. It was a tough situation.
They could have made the
If he
difficult
walked,
decision
you
not
guys
to.
would have gone apeshit.
We all were.
We're going ape shit now. Their job is to make the right decision. Like we're just like fans. Like we comment on the games, the team, what happens. Like we're allowed to be wrong. Like we're wrong all the time. And listen, they can be wrong. We don't get paid $10 million a year to be like right or wrong. You're running this team. Like if you didn't think he had the goods, like you should have you make a hard decision. Maybe fans wouldn't have liked it in the moment, but guess what? They really don't like it now.
Do you think if they were
that's what it comes
Now
down
we
to.
just don't have both of them.
Now we just don't have either. Yeah, now just everyone
one
stinks.
or the other, and
Now you spent all the money. Everyone stinks. You're 2 years, like you're another 2 year setback. Now you're the 3rd pick in this draft where it's not a great quarterback class.
Travis Hunter.
You lost out in the top 2.
I want Travis Hunter.
You have a chance to get a good football player, but they've had a chance to do that the last decade.
You want Travis Hunter?
I guess I like Travis Hunter a lot.
I think it's one of those you could settle for Travis. Like you're like
the Giants need everything. Like we literally need everything. Like there's nothing like.
How about Genty? He's not gonna go that high.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
Nah, he's
You
also can't take.
I'm asking a question.
a great
That's
player.
what you want us to do with fucking Saquon again, 2nd overall. We'll do his 3rd this year. No, he'll go over.
I'm just trying to figure
We're
out
gonna
ways
draft
that you guys
Hunter or,
could
like-
build the rest of your team without a
No,
quarterback and maybe get the quarterback next year.
Hunter is.
I would want Will Campbell, who's the tackle from LSU, who's unbelievable.
A lot of people seem to like
I
it.
think like a plug and play
I'll
tackle.
take a tackle over Hunter. I
The
don't
only thing is he's
Hunter,
more of a left, and we already have one. But I think having if Andrew Thomas can ever stay healthy now, he's great.
I hope
but he's
someone-
always hurt.
I hope the Patriots really want Hunter, and we trade up and trade for that. They get
makes
Hunter,
sense.
and we get Campbell, something like that. Like hopefully someone
I
else
just
really
want Campbell
wants
or Hunter.
what.
I just want Campbell or Hunter. I don't really care who.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, hopefully that you guys like them more and you trade with us, or like someone else wants them bad and we trade. I don't know. It's really weird. I was so set on Shador. I mean, the fact that Shador wore those clothes is
Crazy.
It's still like possible in theory, but like
Yeah, but we have
I don't
to
know.
trade. And
Do you
well, it's
think-
only if the Browns don't take a
unless he
quarterback.
doesn't want to
which
go to the Titans.
I think the Browns not taking a quarterback is possible,
I gotta be honest. I wouldn't even want to go.
Isn't I'm sorry. Won't the Titans just take Shador?
but they also could take Cam Ward.
They do supposedly like.
Now you need multiple things to happen for you to get Shador. You know what I mean? Like you need the
I
Titans.
get no,
No,
sure.
not really. Not really. If they take
All
Cam
you need
Ward,
is one of them to
Browns
basically
might
the Browns
not
just don't
want
draft a
Shador.
quarterback. One of them's there.
Yeah.
Right. So you'd be happy with Cam Ward then too.
I'm not like crazy about him, but
elated,
like if
but I'll
they,
try it.
Yeah, like it's.
But then if you
What
do
are the
that though, you're
Browns?
committed to him for 3 years though.
How could the Browns pass?
Not really though. Like
Yeah.
if he sucks again, we just get another. We get the
You're
next.
not gonna do a quarterback
No,
back
they-
to
yeah,
back.
they wouldn't go
You're
one-
committed to him.
Then I don't think
That's
they're
your
gonna
guy
take-
then.
I just don't
Actually,
think
the
they're
only
gonna
reason you can, the Cardinals did do it.
That's true.
The Cardinals
Rosen.
did it with Rosen and drafted Murray the next year.
It's pretty rare though.
take it. It worked
It
out.
is. It's rare. It's
I
rare.
like Kyler Murray.
Kind of worked out.
Worked out for Rosen. He sells real estate now.
It does.
Yeah, he's at Wharton.
Let me ask you a question.
He signed like a $5 million bonus.
No one answered this question for him. What coach would you like?
Ugh. Out of the names obviously Vrabel, but that's. But Kirk has said that Vrabel is going to the Patriots, and he has nailed like a number of these things so far. He has good sources.
Jets, so yeah, keep going.
So let's assume Vrabel's in the Patriots.
Okay.
Um,
That's okay. Who are you gonna get?
Out of the names I've seen, the one I like the most is Brian Flores.
Can I say something?
Sure. Which I don't love, but I'll tolerate.
I low-key want Flores more than I want Vrabel.
Okay. So we're both on the same page with who we want then.
Well, you can't get.
I'm
one guy.
okay with either of them.
Didn't even offer him because he would say no, which is scary.
Yeah.
And Johnson will.
I mean, I understand. Whatever. I mean, that's fine. I'd rather have. He doesn't want to be.
I said this today.
I mean,
This is. If I'm a coach, the Jets is the last place I want to go to.
I would agree with that.
Right now, any team in the NFL
Good call,
because
Marty.
what?
Good call.
I agree.
Because
I agree
there's
too.
not one. Because they're not a quarterback away. They're not. They're in shambles. They don't have the top pick. They just
They won enough games to move themselves back too, which is like just
fucked
Jets.
themselves again,
Yeah,
winning
exactly.
yesterday.
I'll give you one reason why you don't want to go to the Jets. That's Woody Johnson.
Yeah.
No, well, yeah, of course.
Your
It's that
ownership
simple.
I'm saying
that simple.
obviously it's the owner, right? But we go no quarterback. Okay, you have a disgruntled star wide receiver that wants to leave now. Garrett Wilson, young one that wants he literally is not happy.
Sauce Gardner wants to leave.
Sauce Gardner went from a Pro Bowler to holy
Yes.
shit, horrible.
Also,
And also doesn't want to be here anymore.
yeah, literally,
wanna be there.
someone the Instagram post
Yeah.
with T Higgins, and he's like,
I
I'm
don't-
We're not telling
anyone
them
to
to
Got
come here.
Brees Hall going off on people yesterday who had a very disappointing season.
Yes.
The whole situation where there's no you can't just plug something and then all right we're a start. That's what they thought was going to happen this year.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Devontae Adams, I don't
Rodgers.
know what they're gonna do with him.
I think
Obviously,
he's
he's
gone.
gone.
I think Rodgers is gone.
I get rid of everybody. I literally strip it down to the foundation.
and Rex
I even
Ryan,
I even dig up the foundation and
Rex
put
Ryan
new
said
cement.
We shouldn't ask Clemmer who he wants as quarterback. We should ask who he wants to buy the Jets.
But Rex Ryan said 100%.
Anybody else? What's that? Rex Ryan's not gonna get the
Rex
Jets.
Ryan
That'd
says
be great for you guys.
100%.
I think there's a decent chance he gets the
I
job.
actually think it's a decent.
I don't think it's like the
That's
craziest
so
thing that he
Jets.
gets it.
Rex Ryan's not gonna go to the Jets. That's
been out of the league.
Don't say never. You're too quick to say never, Clemmer.
That's true. I never said the word never. I said
you
he's
like
not going
Vrabel,
to Jets.
I
you
think
like
the
Vrabel,
Jets
you'll
brass
love
is one of
Rex
those one of those ownerships too that would be like, when we get the fans back on our side, we bring back Rex.
I could see Woody trying to sell that. I know.
And they're catering.
Remember 2010?
They're catering to dumb fans that would be like, Rex,
Why even
we got
interview
the
him?
defense good. We made the NFC
Why even interview him
championship.
then? If you don't why is Ron Rivera?
Shut him up, maybe, for
Why
a
is
second?
Ron Rivera getting an
They're
interview?
interviewing. I will say, okay, so Tannenbaum's team is leading this, the 33rd team. They're
Doing great.
what's the word I'm looking for?
10 people didn't answer their call.
Consulting
Their
group.
consulting group is leading this charge here. They've sent out flyers to basically everybody. So they're literally interviewing anybody, and everybody has a pulse. I think Marty has an interview scheduled on
That's
Thursday.
scary though. That's
So,
scary. They're not
I don't know. I don't hate that. I'd rather that than be locked in on someone that I don't mind talking to a bunch of people. I don't mind that.
I mind it. The fact that Ron Rivera's getting any interviews now is after what you just saw what the Commanders did this year to compared to last year. I know the quarterback's way different than whatever, but that
No,
culture is-
we saw when we saw Ron Rivera last year, we saw a guy at the game pass them by.
yeah.
He just did. I mean, that's what we
Yeah.
saw. And we saw Rex Ryan even with the Bills. It was like, this guy's kind of lost his step. That was a decade ago. So I'm not arguing with you guys at all. If you ask me who I'd want, I want Brian Flores out of the list that I saw. That's reason. Vrabel's number one. But if what Kirk says is true and he's nailing every single Patriots pick so far, he's in the Patriots.
Bro, if you go trying to talk yourself into Rex Ryan, who's been out of the league for 10 years, that's such a weird.
know.
Such a weird, stupid
Crazy.
move.
Dude, there's what coaching positions right now would you say is top? So I think Chicago is.
Patriots have the best one.
I think Patriots have the best one, but Chicago definitely is interesting when you have the number one pick still, and a guy. I don't believe in him, but his stats were.
Is there going to be another coach we see go that's coaching a playoff team?
No,
None of the playoff.
Do you want
coaches
Ben
are
Johnson?
can't
Going.
have.
Yeah,
He
just
doesn't want to come here, so
just
no.
our coordinators.
The
I mean,
rate,
that's
Said no.
like that's like I know you're smiling about he's also we've all lived long enough to see a lot of coordinators come by that can't coach.
I agree with that.
Ben, I mean, he's just number one name.
Yeah.
Besides Vrabel, Ben Johnson's everyone wants Ben.
I didn't even was the
Johnson.
number one name for a long time.
Everyone wants Ben Johnson. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, but
If you're Ben Johnson, listen, Clemmer's gonna get mad at this. If you're Ben Johnson, Detroit makes it to the Super Bowl this year. They made it to the NFC Conference Championship last year. part of me also thinks in your head, you want a head coaching job, don't get me wrong, but no one has won with the Jets. Like, I think that looming, everyone wants to be ahead.
He's not going.
And you believe in yourself, and you could be the guy who makes the difference. But I do think when you walk in that building, you're like, this is a haunted house. Like, I'll go anywhere else before you go to the Jets.
I'm not that mad. I'm not that mad about it.
He could go to do the Bears.
I know that. No, I'm saying, I know. I just think every coach, unless you're desperate for a job like Rex Ryan, a lot of them who have their pick, they're not going to pick the Jets because it's a haunted house.
Oh, it is a haunted house. There's a haunted.
It's a haunted house. No one can win
There's a
there.
spirit, though, Rico. There is a real spirit there. His name's Woody Johnson.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing. It's like there is a. I know people want to use like curses and all these like witchcraft was bullshit. There is a reason the Jets lose. The constant is Woody Johnson, and he's not going away. So if I'm Ben Johnson, and I don't want to work there. I totally get it. I'm not going to besmirch him for
I just
that.
think it's such a bad culture with it. You saw the upside.
Horrible culture.
The upside down banner. It's so perfect.
Oh yeah, right.
And I wrote the blog about it. I was like, I don't want to rip these people because I worked game ops and some of the people still there are good people and they work hard, but like it's just so perfect.
It's just Jets.
It's just so unbelievable.
You know who I actually think Ben Johnson would do a good job with is the Jaguars. I really do think
Trevor Lawrence.
I don't know if
maybe
Trevor
you can get
Lawrence
some out
is
of
as
him.
shiny
Yeah, I
as
think
he-
that he's got.
It's a lot of
I don't know if Trevor Lawrence is as good as like we thought.
I think
He's
he's
not, but I do
telling
think
you he's
that,
not.
But I also think that there's coaches that can help him.
I was early on that. I'm like, I don't know if Lawrence is the guy.
That
I was late on
division's
it.
so bad though that you could easily win it, like a 9-8, like what the Texans did this year.
Right. Those
Yeah.
AFC South, I think if you're a good coach and you have a good quarterback, you could turn yourself into like winning that division 3-4
I
years
think Doug
ago.
Peterson was a
It's bad.
horrible coach. I think that.
I'd buy Lawrence stock right now.
I think it. But
Is that an all-time low?
I'd
Ben
buy
Johnson
I'd buy it
goes
right
there.
now.
I honestly think that'd be a great coach. It depends on the coach. I think.
I think Ben Johnson also, just like really quick going off of the Bieniemy and Nagy shit. I saw that you're interviewing him, Matt Nagy. Nagy. Good
Oh,
for you, Colin.
Super Bowl champion, 2-time.
But anyway,
I hope
the
Matt
thing-
Nagy gets the
the
job.
thing with the Chiefs being like,
I don't know if I'd hate it entirely.
Also,
I'd hate
it.
but keep in mind he's the offensive coordinator for a team that he does not call the plays.
exactly. That's why.
Like Andy Reid is
Best job
calling
of all
those
time.
plays.
Honestly,
Maybe he
best
learned
job
something
ever.
from him though.
He's
Chiefs
the offensive coordinator that has
coordinator-
Mahomes and then Andy Reid calling plays.
The
That's
Chiefs
what I was
offensive
saying,
coordinator
though.
is the
He
best
might-
job
might-
in the
he
You
might
entire.
guys are talking about head coach.
Might as well be a
You
vibe.
guys aren't talking about the big thing though with the Jets. We don't have a GM. That's more important to me than a head coach.
Definitely hurts.
No,
Who
it's
are we gonna
gonna
get?
be Louis
But
Riddick.
that to me is the more important hire.
The Jets just interviewed Mike Greenberg for their GM position. No, I didn't make that up. Adam Schefter tweeted.
Wait,
They
they
interviewed
did?
Mike Greenberg.
Not that Mike Greenberg.
Yeah, different Mike Greenberg from Tampa Bay.
That's right. So one name I did hear mentioned yesterday. I don't know how much validity there is here. I think Schefter said it actually. Mike Tomlin.
Braid. Not gonna trade
If,
up.
let's say they
Have to
lose the
trade
first round, would the Steelers? There might be some teams reaching out to the Steelers saying, "Hey, what would it take to get Mike Tomlin?"
Trade for him.
Have to
Trade for Mike Tomlin.
I saw Kevin O'Connell's teams want to trade for him.
He ain't going nowhere.
He's not going anywhere.
I
But like,
saw
yeah,
that.
that would
Tomlin
shock
ain't
me.
going anywhere either. Also,
But Schefter did.
Tomlin, I don't think it. Tomlin would
Schefter
be more
reported
likely, I don't
Tomlin
see
might
it.
not like the Steelers ownership might not be as infatuated. Might be willing to potentially let him go.
It would be insane to go from the Rooney ownership group
Yeah.
to fucking Woody Johnson.
No chance.
I tweeted
I would
this.
say the Rooney's
Should
and
be
Matt.
committed. If Mike
Rooney's
Tomlin does that, he should be committed.
What if he saves the franchise? To flip your script, Rico, no one has won since Weeb Bank in 1969. What if you went in there and won a fucking title for the Jets in New York? That would be a fucking. You'd have a statue.
I would say he's better than Belichick.
You'd have a fucking statue. Like you'd be immortalized.
Yeah.
the Rooney's and Maras have a great relationship.
If Mike Vrabel wins the Super Bowl with the Patriots, that'd be great. It's very different than winning it with the Jets.
I agree. I'm agreeing with you. I think that winning with, and I've said this, I'm not even trolling.
Same with the Mets too. Kind of thing.
I'll take off my Patriots hat and like the way that Belichick talks about Woody Johnson and like will be like no head coach should ever go there because of that ownership group, and then everything that just comes out about like the dysfunctionality and even from like the GM to the head coach. If Mike Tomlin won there, he's automatically a top 3 coach in my lifetime. One Super Bowl appearance with the Jets.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, they won't. They won't. Like, it doesn't matter what you guys say.
Well, it
Marty,
sounds nice.
Did you guys see? Wait, I gotta pull this up. Did you guys see that? It was like, what would happen if the Chargers and the Rams both advanced to the conference championships and they had home field advantage? Did you guys see that tweet?
No.
I'll pull it up.
What is in the background, by the way?
Phil's fucking watching videos.
I was clipping
That's a
something. Sorry, I thought I was
dangerous,
muted.
No jokes.
That's a dangerous
Apologies.
thing. Dukes, hold on. Before you get to that, let me tell you about our friends at Game Time. It's football season, and we can't wait to get out to some games some games with the help of Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. You know how much we love Game Time now with their brand new Game Time Picks feature. They're making it even easier to get to a game. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Actually, I know they're talking about football. I was actually looking at some hoops tonight. Wisconsin at Rutgers getting priced $22. Get a Big Ten Conference Showdown. Amazing deal on Game Time Picks. Just pull up the chosen event and turn on the GT Picks setting at the top of the screen, or browse the best local Game Time Picks deals near you for your Game Time app homepage. What are you waiting for? I'm going to buy those Rutgers tickets tonight. Now with Game Time Picks. Download the Game Time app today and use code PICKS, P-I-C-K-S, to easily score great deals with the new Game Time Picks. What time is it? Game Time. Go ahead, Dukes. What'd you have?
So is this on Reddit? Dumb question, but what happens if the Rams and Chargers both made it to the conference championship with home field advantage? Somebody responded this.
Oh, that's a good point.
Can't see it.
It rules how this is a novel question because the Giants and Jets have shared a stadium for 40 years and never had to consider whether they both make the conference championship with home field advantage.
So you guys had the number 1 pick yesterday, and you
They would move the game.
won. What happened?
They would have to move the game to Saturday.
No,
Right?
isn't it just Saturday? Yeah, they'd have to.
Yeah,
They'd have to.
Conference championships are always the same day.
Yeah, they'd have to.
move it.
So are you upset about the number 1 pick at all? We haven't mentioned this at all.
It's so funny. I haven't even thought about it. Meek tried trolling me this morning. It wasn't about the number 1 pick. It was always about firing Mayo.
So you'd rather have the 4 and
It's not like I'd rather have the 4 than the 1. It's
no,
just
no,
I
no,
don't care.
no. Would you rather have the 4 and no Mayo than the 1 and Mayo?
Yes.
That's what Jerry Thornton put that poll out today. 90% of fans agree with you, by the way.
Yes. I was like, man, that
Because you don't need a quarterback.
Yeah,
so.
I kind of saw the slow car crash coming the entire week, so it didn't sting. But the fact that they fired him an hour after the game, I was more excited than anything.
I think he should have waited till today, though. I know he was
Fuck
bad.
that. No,
Doesn't
that sent a
matter.
message.
It did. That was intentional. That was no accident.
Okay.
Honestly, listen, I think
That's crazy, though.
I think if I'm a fan, I'm happy. As an organization, it is a little like one
That's
year
insane.
to not have any. I know he
won
was
the game.
horrible. I know he was horrible. Like I know, like Dukes, how you say like the guys. It seemed like they didn't have a pulse on the team.
No culture, yeah.
1 year with the worst team.
We knew going in, other than Dukes, we knew that team was going to be like the worst team in the
With,
NFL.
No, but that's
wide
not
rec-
it. That's not why he got fired. He got fired because everyone was like, the locker room was like speaking out against the fucking fans. He didn't know how to answer to the media. He wasn't competitive. He was inconsistent. You'd play a team tough one game, then you get blown out by 30 the next. There was no consistencies. The penalties were always there. And it's really the media gaffes. Like, the way that he would talk on radios on Monday is why everyone was like, get him the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I get all that. I do 100%. But like, how can literally? What's his name? One of the best coaches out there. I forget his name right now. Went 1-15 his first year.
Dan Campbell went 3-13-1.
Gronk said Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson, yeah.
Jimmy Johnson. Oh yeah.
Went 1-15.
But Jimmy Johnson also knew how to
We're the rookie
talk to the
quarterback
media.
team.
Yeah, but you don't know at that time. I don't like.
Yeah, Clemmer, what was that like? Jimmy Johnson
Mayo,
went
Gerard Mayo,
115.
Well,
besides
they made the crazy, not crazy, but they made the Herschel Walker trade. So they end up getting all these draft picks. So they went in the season knowing they were going to be really bad. But it was a bit because they just got rid of Tom Landry. He was a legend. And they replaced him with Jimmy Johnson, who was 1-15. People were outraged.
Yeah.
People were upset.
It happens, and that's what.
And actually, it's very similar to me. That's funny because you go from Belichick to Mayo is like going from a little bit like Landry to.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
the thing.
Dukes only had a Hall of Famer coach's team. He doesn't know what it's like to have a bad
no,
coach.
no. It's really just the fucking it's not just what happened like on the field. It's everything off
I get
the field.
that. I get.
But
that.
I think
everything off the field.
I'm afraid for Patriots fans that they're finding themselves in the spot where, like Belichick's, you think you're expecting every guy to like be Belichick and like match that standard. It's never gonna happen. And listen, whether Mayo's gonna be a good coach or bad, I'll say this as a Giants fan who said we're going through it. We just kept the guy. Firing guys like every year. That's what loser organizations do. I'm not saying this is even the wrong move. I'm just saying like this. If this becomes a pattern, it's a problem.
I think that's a
I
fair
agree with that,
point.
but you also like Dable is your head coach, and the reason probably Dable has a job is yes, the on-field product's not there, but like he could probably talk himself into being like, well, last year our starting quarterback was hurt, and then like this year he just wasn't the guy, and like he doesn't like respond to the New York media in a way where like fans are like outraged. Like he knows how to like do everything and
He doesn't fucking say anything.
But also, yeah, I just think
but
if
you'd
you're
rather-
talking about like, but if you're talking about like if the media is your biggest talking point in like keeping or not keeping a coach,
Yeah.
that's a problem.
But there's,
And also,
there's
dudes,
a
what happened
million
to
other
your
things
what
on
happened
top
to your
of
rookie
it.
quarterback this year? He progressed a lot.
He was good.
Right, but we didn't fire Alex Van Pelt. We didn't fire anybody
I
else.
understand,
Fucking
but
right
Not
now.
yet.
But you're showing.
There's been
He might
talks.
be the
that-
QB
there was-
coach.
There was talks. The coaches were cleaning out the stuff in the locker room. There's been a lot of.
Yeah.
They're gonna fire. They're gonna fire.
Seems like guys are going.
yeah, if you get a new head coach, he's
they
gonna
bring
pick
their
his
own- his own guys.
Bring their own guys. Yeah.
I think there's a chance that the offensive coordinator is the QB coach. It's just up to him.
I'm just saying, young good quarterback like that to just keep having like new coaches, new this and that, no continuity, not good.
Everyone wants to talk about how great Belichick is and all that stuff. You know, he had the same record last year as Mayo had this year. Both went 4-13. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and Mayo also guaranteed. I mean, we had a way better quarterback this year, and Mayo guaranteed that we win more than 4 games, and then didn't.
Yeah, but he also didn't
And
play
also,
all
did you?
season.
If you saw like the last week with like Tavai coming out speaking to the media, being like, "Fuck the fans, they don't know anything. Like, they don't know what it's like to be in this locker room. They shouldn't like be able to be this emotionally invested. All this shit. Like, fuck off. Like, that's the sign of like a guy that doesn't have control of a locker room.
That's true. No, that's true.
Fair.
That's fair.
Like that in my opinion,
That would
what
never happen under Belichick.
What unfolded in the last week or two, like everything was just more like formal complaints from like me going through it as a shitty franchise or whatever right now. But like the last 2 weeks is what I think did it for the Crafts. We're like, fuck this. Vrabel came out, said I'm interested in the New England job, and forced their hand.
Dave had an interesting point in his video last night. He said that Bill Belichick ran this team into the ground, which I completely agree with. The roster is now is abysmal. Do you have any anger at all toward him about that? Like,
No, because I think that I do think Belichick deserves for like the point of the GM, like deserves point like for the personnel, sure. But at the end of the day, like I do think that like Groh and Wolf ran the show more than like they'll get credit for. And like now like you'll see like he drafted May, like good job, but like you also fucking swung and missed on like a lot of receivers. And he wanted to like poke this year out of Washington as like a plug and play guy. I think that he had the hand in fucking getting Juju instead of Jacoby Myers. I think that like Belichick just had to take the fall for it.
well, Belichick was the GM when that move happened.
I'm
though.
just
That's, I mean,
but
now,
these-
now you're
these are all-
assuming
no,
things that might not be true.
I just said he deserves the blame because he's the final call.
Yes.
But I don't think that I think there's other people that had a hand in this that are still running the fucking personnel.
One thing the Patriots have in their favor, though, you guys do have a ton of cap room. You guys have $120 million in cap room. So if you guys, you already have the quarterback, you guys make a good draft pick, you guys, in theory, could be competitive next year. I'm not going to make the same bet with you I made. You know what I mean? I'm not going to make that same bet next year that they don't win 6 games. I don't think.
I think that for Vrabel, it's a 3-step process of like you got to get. I want Vrabel. I would love like a Josh McDaniels to come in, or someone from fucking like Sean McVay's tree or somebody, and then I want Saleh as the DC.
Instead of talking about bad teams, all our bad teams, because all our teams stink.
Awful.
I did have a tweet this weekend. I don't know how it got misconstrued that I was a Steelers fan, but I said most teams would switch places in the second with the Steelers because being a fan of that team, just always being slightly above average with no real chance of winning a Super Bowl has to be frustrating. Like, we have bad teams right now, right? Duke's had really good teams. You've had a bad team your whole life.
But yes.
Your whole life.
Just say it's been your whole life.
I've seen 4 AFC Championship games.
Yeah. Okay. That's so sad. You haven't got seen it one time.
I would lose-
got excited for a Super Bowl.
I would lose a pinky toe for Super Bowl appearance.
Only one?
But these Steelers fans, every year, like they were 10-3 this year. Now they're what, 10-7?
It's 7.
10-7. Lose 4, like, and there's no real. They're gonna lose to the Ravens. Like they could beat them, but like they're not going to. But I'm just saying, like they could.
It is frustrating to be
Every
in the mix
single
every year, but you're never at the top.
Never even close either. You're never like.
Well, back in the day, they were at the top.
No, I know, but recently,
the last like 10 years.
10 years, right? Okay, with last
They're
decade.
the biggest underdog this week, by the way.
Yeah, I mean,
last
they're gonna get
decade,
smashed.
You look at this team and you're like right now, right? You think they have any chance to win the Super Bowl?
Fuck no.
0. But then, what are they going to do? They have no. What are they going to do differently next year?
Right.
They're going to be 10-7 next year.
Well, now they don't have a quarterback though. Potentially, I mean, they both. I mean, I'm sure
They're
they'll take one of them.
They'll sign Russell.
But it is interesting though that they do have 2 free agents.
I know.
They're going from 2 to 0.
And also have to spend
Theory.
money next because they're spending $0 on a quarterback this year. Basically, they're spending $2 million on a quarterback.
Oh, Fields actually making
Unheard
more,
of,
right?
yeah.
Isn't Fields making like
Those are probably making
7 or
more.
9?
He's a couple. He's on his rookie contract.
He's making
That's
zero-
still nothing. Yeah,
They're
it's still
paying
nothing.
$0
Essentially
for a
nothing,
quarterback. They're gonna have to pay some people. Like Pickens is. Let me tell you, I've never seen a head case like that in my entire life. I've seen
unbelievable.
Odell, but I love him. He's a great, but oh my god, I don't know. It's a frustrating.
So Pickens, very good player, immense talent. I'm looking right now. Has he ran 1,000-yard season? Oh, he did last year. 1,100 yards last year, 900 this year.
Quarterback is.
But he did miss a few games, in fairness. He's really good.
His quarterbacks have been no good.
His talent's elite, but he's like a total.
He took his helmet off 4 plays in a row. One the game I was watching, just screaming after every play.
He's a nut. He's an absolute nut.
But he's really good. I don't know. It's just it's such a weird place to be because any of us would take them being them right now, of like getting to the playoffs. Like even just having when the Giants played the Eagles that year, and I knew we were gonna get smoked, but it was still nice to be in the playoffs.
Right.
Like we beat the Vikings, and it was like, oh, this is get excited for playoff
Nice
football.
to get excited about a big game. Yeah.
Yeah, but like
Feel alive.
these guys,
I wouldn't know what that feeling. It's been so long.
That's like that
It's been
season.
14 years.
Feel
2012.
alive again.
2012. It was 2011. January of 11.
I think it's worse too because like even you guys, I was like, "Oh, the Steelers for real?" And I was like, "Can you talk me
14
into an AFC Championship game?" And earlier in the season, at least one of you was like, "Yeah, I think."
Sure. No, I
think you.
I-
Could.
I-
even
there was
said
a
it
point
too. I
in
was like,
time-
I think I could see their ceiling being the AFC Championship. You need a lot of breaks to go the right way. They would have to win the division to get an easier game, obviously. But I was like, yeah, that's the ceiling. And then it goes from the ceiling just keeps shrinking. You know what I mean? It becomes a drop ceiling real quick because it's like we can make the AFC Championship. It's like, you know, we can't make the AFC Championship, but you know we're still in the playoffs, and it's like, all right, we're in the playoffs, but we can't win a game, and now it's like a disaster. You know what I mean? Like that drop is so bad.
There was a point in time I thought the defense was good enough to
Right.
get them there, and now I don't think
I
so.
think we all did. Yeah.
It's crazy the route that the Bills have to take now to win the Super Bowl is just like Broncos, whatever. They should win that game. Then it's Ravens, Chiefs. It's brutal. And then the Ravens have to go Steelers, Bills,
I was gonna say,
Chiefs.
it's a gauntlet no matter who you are, right?
Yeah, but
Imagine the Bengals made the
That's
playoffs.
exactly what I was going
And
to
they
say.
had to play the Bengals, the Ravens,
Chiefs.
Yes.
My God.
What do you think about people crying that the Chiefs just benched all their guys yesterday? It was like, oh, the Bengals deserved a fair shot.
Morons. Because
you.
look at Zay Flowers. What happened to him? He's hurt.
Christian Watson,
They were
ACL.
playing for seeding.
No, but I'm just saying, like
Even
you
the
play, like-
Packers, Jordan Love got hurt.
yes, like I know you're playing for seeding, but it's
Watson's
still like,
Watson got really hurt.
what reason would anyone play the Chiefs? I don't care if it's
Chiefs are competing for a Super Bowl. Absolutely. Yeah.
Hey, to the winner go the spoils.
Honestly, if I'm the Chiefs, I think it's less about the injuries and more about keep Joe Burrow the fuck out of the playoffs.
Yes.
Like, do whatever you can to make sure that team is not in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't want them anywhere near this dance, this
Is
tournament.
there a quarterback ever thrown for 4,900 yards and didn't make the playoffs?
It's
sucks.
happened to 2 other guys,
Really?
Drew Brees and Dan Marino.
And also,
Classic.
but also,
Is that good?
And I want this one thing. Joe Burrow's amazing, and I'm not doing this whole thing with Phil today. He's
I
great,
was prepared to do it.
but you do.
I came in ready to be like,
he's a top
oh,
5 quarterback.
One sec, you do have to
Phil
give.
came in the season saying Joe Burrow was carried by
You
his
do have to give him his shit a little bit because some of the games that he did lose, they win that game. They're in the playoffs, like the Patriots game, beginning of the season. That was all on Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
That was all.
I mean,
that
all
was.
on Joe- it was a bad
That
game.
No, that game was
It was
all
a bad
on
game,
Joe
but
Burrow.
I mean,
You can't put up 10 points versus
Their
New England
defense gave up
Patriots.
10. Like that
I
one.
mean, how
but
many-
that's- But no, but
how many games can the guy put the team on his back?
They lost the game
One
against the Ravens.
more?
He 38 points. No, they lost against the
100%.
They
Commanders
lost
33
multiple games
points.
where they scored 30 points.
100%. But they win one other game. They were
Lost
in
to
the
the Steelers
playoffs.
38 points. So those are 3 games where he did his job and they lost. So like that's not you can't.
lost-
Some
lost
that
to
he
the
didn't
Chiefs
do
by
his
1
job,
point.
and the other
All right,
the
so-
defense did their job. So that's what I'm saying.
That's like.
But I mean, but you're also
I'll
like,
give you more examples
Like, that's what I'm
than-
saying. There's
than-
20 examples of
Yes,
this and one of
one.
that. Like,
Yes, but you also have to give. I'm saying you can't just be this cry Joe Burrow. Like Joe Burrow's amazing. It's not about that, but you still have to give him some shit.
no, I think you give the
Why
defense
is-
shit.
I do not give him shit. He got the league in yards.
I'm not giving the guy
touchdowns.
shit when he threw for a
Oh,
5,000
Josh
yards,
Allen
almost 50
also
touchdowns.
kept his team off the field a lot. Like
No, his
This
defense-
isn't against Josh
defense is
Allen. I'm just
1,000
saying
times
Joe
better.
I
Burrow's
understand,
great.
but I'm saying
Nothing
the
against
quarterback.
Josh Allen.
I don't know why. I started this off by saying I love
Nothing to do with
Joe
Josh
Burrow.
Allen.
Yes, it does.
I don't think it
It
does.
Only does because you have a future on Josh
No, it
Allen.
doesn't.
and
Okay,
you're
Lamar
obsessed.
Jackson. It doesn't fucking
It doesn't
matter
do
at
with
all.
that either.
Yes, it does. It fucking does.
I'm not
but
going to give
elite
Joe Burrow shit.
quarterbacks.
I don't care about the MVP. I'm not going to
You're
give
not
Joe
giving
Burrow
shit
shit.
at all?
No.
That's crazy.
For what?
What?
A little bit. You guys suck him off. You went 8. You went 8-8.
You went
9 and 8.
Okay, 9
Also,
and
the
8.
team went 9 and 8.
Okay.
He led the league in touchdowns and yards.
You're bringing up Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. Their teams are way better. The defenses are way better.
The Bills are not way better than the Bengals.
They absolutely are.
Whose offense is better, the Bengals or the Bills?
Their defense is 1,000 times better.
Okay, offense.
Their offensive line 1,000 times better.
Their offense is
running backs better. They just don't have better receivers.
What do you mean they're running backs? Chase Brown was good.
James Cook is better.
James Cook is better than Chase Brown.
Okay, T. Higgins and Jamar Chase is 3.
Yes, they have better receivers.
No, not better. Fucking 10x better.
No argument here.
receivers.
Collins is
The
fucking
team
good.
around him is better, though.
I'm saying,
The team
though.
around Josh Allen is better than the team around Joe Burrow. It's not even
Defense,
close.
they're not.
better. Yes, it is.
The offense,
Marty.
Literally
the
just not the
Bengals is
receivers.
better.
Not true.
The Bengals offense all around is better than the Bills.
Better receivers. That's it.
That's it.
That's
Way
literally it.
better.
Receivers.
The
That's it.
defense.
You're talking about these
Offensive
receivers.
line, running
what
backs.
receivers the Bills have?
Amari Cooper,
Oh,
stud.
come on.
What do you mean, like a stud?
What's his steal? How did he do on the Bills, Ev?
They traded for him.
How did he do?
What do you mean? How did he do good?
No, he didn't.
He scored a touchdown
He's
last
fine.
game.
Oh, he scored a touchdown. He is not great at all. You look at his stats this year, he wasn't that great. Fucking his number one receiver is Shakir. He's making them better.
Josh Allen is awesome. Why do?
Yeah, I just don't understand what it
I
has to do
understand why
with
we did bring up
Josh
Josh Allen. We're talking about Joe Burrow.
Because I'm
Why?
saying sometimes when a guy like Josh Allen brought a team to 13-3, when I understand the Bengals defense is way worse. I get it. All I'm saying is if he won that one game against the Patriots or had a better game than some of the other ones, he was in the playoffs.
Yeah, but also,
some people don't have the luxury of having an elite defense and they have that wiggle room. Like he had to literally be perfect or they would lose every game.
The game against the Patriots, like it's not like he could go out, like he didn't go out and win it, like, but he didn't play bad.
He threw for 160 yards
played
and no
bad.
touchdowns.
He
He
did.
lost 10
and
points.
zero interceptions. It's not like
You
he's
put
like,
up 10 points on the New England Patriots.
It was week one. Holy fuck,
points
man.
on
Week
the New
one.
England Patriots.
And Ramondre Stevenson had his best game of the season. Like we had the ball a majority of that fucking game.
Why did they have the ball majority of the game?
Because their defense was getting run on Meek, you stupid fuck.
Yeah,
Have you ever watched football?
Holy shit.
You ever watched football
He
before?
went-
Stupid.
I'm pretty sure
the
the
fuck
run-
are we talking about?
the running backs
What do you mean,
almost
like,
I don't know why we're crucifying fucking Joe
Joe
Burrow.
Burrow.
Joe Burrow is awesome.
crazy, man.
It's awesome. I
That's
don't care about
unbelievable.
Josh
We're not
Allen.
saying he's bad.
It has nothing to do with Josh Allen. Joe Burrow is great. Period. End of sentence.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, he's the 5th best quarterback in the league.
No, he's not.
Whatever. I mean, also like his offensive
Top
line,
three,
his
like,
offensive line blows.
undebatable.
And his running back room is not like stellar at all.
I don't know if it's undebatable.
you're
Yeah,
putting-
Lamar Jackson's really
So you're
good.
putting Joe Burrow over one of Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson.
And
basically.
If you ask me who
Definitely could.
If you ask me
You
who I want in a
cannot.
playoff game, Lamar
I just
Jackson
did,
or
Meek.
Joe
Shut the
Burrow,
fuck up.
I'm
Who
taking
would
Joe
I want
Burrow.
a playoff game? Probably a guy in the fucking playoffs.
Why? What does that matter?
This is where Meek,
Wait till he takes fucking Mike Tomlin in the playoffs too.
Meek, I don't know how much football you've watched this year. You know they don't play one-on-one, right, pal? They play 11-on-11 and then 11-on-11 offense defense. It's not just like
Stick to
you act
baseball.
like it's like Josh Allen versus like Joe Burrow. He's like crossing up Joe Burrow, taking him to the hoop for a bucket.
I mean, this is 2 years in a row where Joe Burrow has not made the playoffs.
James Cook and Chase Brown were the exact same this year, by the way. Just want that on the record. The same exact stat.
You know about stats?
Yes, yeah.
Definitely not. It's all stats. That's everything as a player. Just your
They had the
stats.
same season.
No, they didn't.
What?
It's a different situation.
Both ran for 1,000 yards.
How many carries?
It's around the same.
That stuff matters.
Touchdown. I mean, they're also just like. I think if you just watch them, like I like Chase Brown. I don't want to poo-poo Chase.
No, I'm not. Yeah.
I think James Cook is just like a phenomenal running back.
I had an interesting thing that I thought was weird. You talk about resting teams or going all out. The Rams didn't care yesterday about the 3 or the 4 seed. Is that a big deal to you?
No, because you're only getting one home playoff game regardless, most likely.
I'd rather don't care than get my quarterback hurt.
You could have played in
think
that
the Rams
situation.
play smart.
In last night's situation, you may have opened against the Detroit Lions. Now you have the Vikings. I don't think either of those is a great matchup. Whereas you could have had Washington. I think a rookie quarterback coming on the road is way better than.
I agree. That's
more
ideal,
design.
but is it
Just
worth
was
the
interesting
risk?
to notice that they didn't care. That's just interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if it's
Maybe
worth.
he knew he was only getting one game. You want to be healthy. It's like
I don't think you can do it with like the fear of like who you're.
Right.
Because he said they beat the Vikings already.
yeah.
It's also a chance to give my old quarterback a week off.
Yeah, both are a good team. Yeah, like a guy like that, you want to give.
I want him to be at his peak for these playoff starts.
You don't need Matthew Stafford to like stay in rhythm. Like he's played the whole season pretty much. Like he's good to go. Give him a week off. give your like stud defense guys a week off. If you got any like old veterans, offensive linemen, whoever, give them a week off if you can.
There's value in that, I think. And then the fact that you can, you're at home, you can really give those guys a week to, like, especially Stafford, where he's old. I'll give him a ton of credit. He's been way more durable than I thought he'd be this year. But I think he definitely could use the week off.
Because they're a team
even the younger guys say they could use a week off.
Because they're a team that I think is really dangerous. Like they're a team that could go steal a game.
Yeah.
Like I think they could beat the Vikings, and I think they could go fuck around and like steal another one. Like I think they're a team you wouldn't want to see.
Would they play?
They're gonna play the Vikings, and I guess if they won, they're the 4, so they'd play. I guess it depends on who wins.
Reseed.
I guess it all depends on if the teams behind them win. Like if all the division winners.
I don't know if they can steal the game because then they're playing the Lions or the Eagles.
Like I think they could. I think they'd have a better chance to probably beat the Eagles than the Lions, or excuse me, the Lions and the Eagles.
They probably get the Lions.
Let me tell you, the Packers. You're the Eagles. Your first, the 2 seed. Your first game's the Packers is brutal.
Tough. Wild cards are good this year especially in the NFC.
How is Jordan Love?
I don't know.
As a player, you're saying
No. Injury-wise, health.
I don't know.
I don't think we know yet.
That is concerning. This line keeps bouncing around. It was 3.5, 5.5. Now it's 4.5. Eagles are favored, obviously, the entire time. But that's that. And then how's Jordan Love doing? I mean, I'm sorry. Excuse me. How is Jalen Hurts doing?
I think he's fine. Like I think it was a concussion.
But
it's been over 3
coming off
weeks.
a concussion's brutal.
But it's been a lot. It's been going to be almost a month by the time he's played,
Which is a problem though too. Not playing for a month.
Could be, but I think he would have played this week if they needed it.
No, I get that, but just like not playing for a month could also slow start. Maybe take them first half back or something like that. I don't know.
There's a lot of that game has a ton of question marks. Definitely has me. I want to see how these guys, if they practice or not.
I think the Eagles are the best team in the NFC right now.
I do too. The most complete team.
I would have said that before the injury. Now I don't know.
As long as Hurts is like, I don't know. I think
Lions are also banged up on defense. They're getting a little more healthy, but
that Lions defense showed up last night. I didn't think they would, and they did.
Huge. Darnold just missed so many fucking throws.
Yeah, that one to Jefferson on the little fade.
easy.
There was like 3 of them in the end zone that you're like, oh my god.
That's the thing. Like if I'm the Vikings, I come out of that game and I'm like, we got smacked 31-9, but like, did you really get smacked? Because you were in the red zone.
They left so much points in the board.
Defense caused turnovers. Like you were in that game.
It's a weird one because like they gave up 31, but the defense played pretty well. I mean, they just like it was like they eventually just the levee just broke at the very end. But I mean, that was a super close game the whole time.
Let me take a quick break. Tell you about TGL, presented by SoFi. This isn't traditional golf. This is 3 versus 3 team match play. Matches will begin weekly Monday and Tuesday nights starting January 7th. 6 teams competing. Teams will be going head-to-head, fighting to make the playoffs with a single team being crowned champions. Includes 24 of PGA Tour's best: Rory, Tiger, Max Homa, Justin Thomas, Ricky Fowler, Colin Morikawa, my guy, Xander Schauffele, and more. 2-hour matches that run primetime on ESPN. Has other sporting elements like timeouts, refs, overtime, and mic'd up players. Timeouts in golf is very interesting. How many timeouts do you think you would have taken in your life in golf? Custom-built, tech-infused arena specifically for TGL. Players hit tee shots and approach shots off a real fairway, real rough, and real sand into a massive 64 by 53-foot screen simulator. Fans get closer to the action with greenside seating for every hole. Learn more at tglgolf.com. What'd you guys make of Mike Evans yesterday? I also didn't. I'll be hand up. I knew Mike Evans was a good player. I didn't realize he is a no-brainer Hall of Famer.
Oh, Bosco.
He's like, no.
no-brainer of
It's one of those. All right.
That's the dumbest thing you've ever said.
Okay.
No, it's not.
Fair. I guess I forgot how good he was. Does that make more sense, Toogs?
Yeah, it makes sense.
It's one of those, the guys, like, they fall into the crack. You know what I mean? Like if somebody asked me, is Mike Evans a Hall of Famer? I'd probably be like, yeah, probably. Like, you'd have to look, and then you look at his stats, and you're like, yeah, no-brainer. You know what I mean? I guess there's guys whose stats elude you a little bit, or you forget about.
So it's unfair. So you see it from that. I think Mike Evans' whole thing though is that he is the 1,000-yard guy.
But I had Tommy.
I guess I forgot about that.
Tommy,
You know what I mean?
fair.
He hasn't played on like terrific teams.
Super Bowl
He
team.
won
He
Super
went
Bowl.
to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He
He
went.
won the Super Bowl.
Once that happened to me, he was locked
He
in.
hasn't. They weren't they were not a juggernaut.
Once he won that Super Bowl, my God,
always
he's
good on
he's
it.
in
They're
case.
not a juggernaut.
But they were like solid teams. Like he's been good with everyone.
Yeah.
Whether it's been Fitzpatrick, Jameis,
Right.
All these quarterbacks.
Obviously Brady's
Baker.
good with Baker. Now he's good with again.
Yes.
He also he seems to get hurt every game, but he's remarkably durable.
He got 1,000 this year when he did get hurt for 3.
He missed
games.
like 3 games and he still got
Yeah,
1,000.
and he plays nearly almost every. Like he is very durable.
Rico and Tommy
He's getting older too.
say that they were kind of like off-put, which is fair, but they were off-put about like how they were celebrating.
Celebrating the record more than the playoff.
I don't think that's true. I think it's all encompassing.
Yeah.
It did seem kind of weird. It seemed a little weird.
I didn't think it was that weird. You got to think of a Bucks fan too. Like that's your guy.
Yeah.
Like he's literally like
that's their guy. As
besides,
well.
unless you want to argue some of those guys like a Warren Sapp or these guys.
Like Allstott, I know
Like
he's big in Tampa.
Like he's the best Buck like
Active.
of the last like 30 years or like 20. I'll say like 20.
Yeah.
And maybe go down in terms of like he's going to play his whole career with the Bucks. Like he's going to go down as like arguably like the best Buccaneer of all time potentially.
I didn't have any
I think
problem
there's a
with it.
case
I
to
thought
make
it was
for that.
cool.
Rondé Barber, like
But he's in that like
he's in that world.
He's in
No, I
that.
think
He's in that
I think
room.
he's
Like
one. I truly think he's
he
in
could
the
be.
one.
I think there's a case. That's my
I-
point. There's a case for
I
that.
had
Make
no-
a case he's won.
I had no problem with it because it's like it's their guy. They wanted it. Like Baker even was like once Bucky Irvin scored, he was like, "Fuck, we gotta get that. We gotta get those 8 more yards, or whatever." But what was the score when it happened?
They're up 8.
That's the only thing where I'm like, if they're forcing this,
I think
get
you,
it,
I think
and
you
then
trust Baker
get-
enough.
I trust him too, but still, no matter what, you're throwing the ball
Sure.
up 8 with for no reason.
Sure. Well,
Besides get a record.
For $3 million for your guy and to tie an NFL record.
100%. I'm on your side. I
$3
want,
million is a lot of money. I don't care who you are.
but also if they intercepted or whatever, and then
But I think you trust Baker too.
you know what's funny though? There was a CFO at Raymond James Stadium.
what?
There.
Him? Yeah, he's nuts.
He's got skinny legs.
Rhea just got me going because I was talking like this. I was.
I thought you looked lovely.
Looks like you're in book club.
There was a CFO at Raymond James Stadium who was very upset that I'm sure that Evans caught that pass. $3 million, a lot of money.
Yes.
Yeah.
But also, like, if that gets tipped interception, and then
I know.
whole conversation today
Sure,
is like
sure.
record. But
Hey, you know what? They did it though.
I'm totally okay with him getting the record.
I think
that
it-
is a big deal.
I think
11
it's-
straight seasons is insane.
Yeah, I think and I think the celebration was kind of the all-encompassing of it. Like, that's your guy. He's like the team leader.
Right.
Yeah.
That been there for 11
It also
years.
just shows
like,
what he means.
He's won a Super Bowl for this franchise. He's been through the good and the bad, like everything. He's durable. Also, he's like does everything right. Like never a complaint off the field about him. This honestly, it's like this guy won Johnny Manziel a Heisman. He got Kevin Sumlin extensions. Like I think we go back and talk about how dominant he was in college.
Yeah.
Like he was in college, like
was unreal.
insane. Like,
Really?
he was Manziel's receiver.
Very good. Yeah.
Manziel does not win the
tandem
Heisman.
was those two.
If a 20-year-old Mike Evans does not go to Texas A&M, like Manziel ain't winning shit. No
I think
Heisman.
Manziel is Manziel.
Manziel's was phenomenal in his own right, but Evans is like that
did
special.
a lot of throw ups to him, and he was
A lot of fucking Mike Evans is down there
yeah,
somewhere.
fucking,
I believe it because I've seen a lot of bad Bucks quarterbacks do the same thing. Because
Yeah.
think about how long Evans been there.
Dude, look how big he is and
Dude,
how athletic
freak,
he is. He's
freak.
like 6'6", fucking running routes like a guy who's like
That's in
5'10".
college. Like he was beating guys on like go balls like with that size and speed. He's insane.
Everyone right this second, Super Bowl winner. You have to. Everyone has to pick one.
Oh,
Chiefs.
I've been putting futures on Chiefs all week. Last couple weeks, getting a plus 350, plus 450.
It's
Chiefs
until they do it. Until somebody beats them, it's the Chiefs.
I have no problem with
I have extra money and thing. I'm throwing futures on Chiefs.
You can't get mad at a person saying Chiefs when they're in 15 and basically 15-1.
Yeah, Chiefs. I mean, it's Chiefs. Like I almost like I hope I'm wrong.
The
don't.
Lions.
I don't even.
The Lions
hate,
the favorite,
and
right?
I don't. Lions are the favorite. I don't hate the Chiefs.
hate the
I just would like to see someone else win.
Why do people
I think we're
hate
built
the
on
Chiefs?
dynasty. I like the Chiefs as a dynasty.
I do
have no
too.
problem.
A
You
lot
would
of people
have
hate
liked to see like Josh Allen or like Lamar.
I want
or,
Josh
like,
because
somebody win one,
I
like,
actually
for somebody
think
else. Anyone else?
I actually am intrigued with the GOAT conversation down the road. If Mahomes keeps all these guys down and stacks 5 or 6, you start comparing him to Brady. I'm interested in that conversation.
Mahomes was his 4.
Never beat Brady.
Before.
There's never been a three-peat in NFL history. This would be the first. That's kind of exciting.
Maybe he's in one. He's already in the conversation. That puts
He
him
wation this one. He's like
thoroughly in it.
firmly in it. 4 before he's 30.
But I think the Bills are. I still got the Bills. I bet them before the season, but I think that the Bills are just. I don't know. I think they're playing great.
Bills are plus 650.
It also helps that they beat the Chiefs already. I know people say it's hard, second time, whatever, but getting that win, seeing it through, like we can do this.
Wasn't that in Buffalo?
Yeah,
To be in Kansas City.
yeah, 100%.
I want to see Lamar win one so bad.
Or plus 600 Ravens.
I want.
Hey,
I also
Zay
that
Flowers,
that
that's
video the video on draft night I can't remember if it was the GM or Harbaugh calling him. And he's like, "I'm going to win you a Super Bowl, coach." Like kind of like that. Like I just obviously listen. Anyone could say that kind of stuff, but he's been so dominant. I think he still gets more shit than he deserves. Like I would love to see Lamar go win.
Zay Flowers is a big concern though if he's out.
He's going to be out probably this game.
That's a concern.
I don't think it'll be a problem against the Steelers.
But
I think it will be.
I think it's against the Bills. It will.
10-point spread right now. Jumped even while we've been here.
I kind of really like the Steelers this week
To win or just cover?
to at least cover.
Steelers.
I wouldn't be shocked if they win.
I'd be pretty surprised if they Steelers. They fucking stink.
No, but how much of a script would it be? Like the Steelers after 4 weeks of losing, win a heartbreaking game versus the Ravens, like break their heart, and then just get blown out by the Chiefs.
No, I think their playoff script.
Like the Chiefs basically get a free bye to the championship game.
The Steelers Tomlin's script is getting blown out in this game. Is making the playoffs by the skin of your teeth and then losing by 3 touchdowns.
I'm going to tell you this. The Texans are going to win that game. I think everyone's going to be on the Chargers.
They are.
That's
Everyone will be on the
scary.
Chargers.
That's a Nickelodeon game.
So I actually think here's my prediction on the playoffs. When you're going, I think that if the Chargers win that game, they beat the Chiefs and knock the Chiefs out of the playoffs.
No.
And that's going to be the path for the Ravens and the Bills. Now, if the Texans win this game, congratulations to the Chiefs.
Why are the Chargers going to beat?
Why the Chargers the only team
Chargers-
that can beat the Chiefs?
They're-
Well,
it's not-
I like his point. They're in division. They've seen him twice. They played him close.
Lost
Lost
twice.
to him both times.
Yeah, I think
Played him close.
I like
Lost
Harbaugh as a
twice.
coach. I think he'll have the boys up for that game.
I-
I don't think
I-
it's like the craziest thing in the world. Like,
They still
won a last-second field goal last
they
time
can't
in
beat
Kansas
it.
City.
The only team they beat that's like a winning team is the Broncos.
Yeah, but they lost on a last-second field goal to the Chiefs last time they played in Kansas City.
Chiefs have done that to like everyone though.
Yeah.
I agree, but I'm not like again. I'm just making a prediction.
No, it's fine.
No, it's fine.
It's not like
I guess
It's also-
the
it's
it's not
Chargers.
like it's
I don't see the
unproven that
vision
they
with
can't play with the Chiefs. Like they can play with the Chiefs.
I don't even think they can. I'm going to be completely honest. I know they did it in one game, but like I just think that like the Chiefs are going to have a different switch in
2
the
games.
playoffs.
They lost 17-10 early on.
But no, they did.
Yeah, but it's like it seems like the Chiefs literally did that like they could just win it whenever they wanted to.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the game, it was like, oh, the Chiefs are getting close. Oh, they won again.
I want to throw a couple dark horse at you guys. Eagles are plus 700. Would you touch that? Go near it?
Yes.
Yeah, in the NFC,
was
I would
a
do
bit-
that before.
Same.
I think they
Dark
make the
horse.
Super Bowl.
Packers are plus 2,000.
I already bet them.
Nah, I don't know about the Packers.
20-1. And then like Marty, the Bucks. I think even you. I know you go Baker. 25-1. I don't really see a path to the Bucks.
Okay, they could win the first game for sure.
They're favorites. They could definitely win the first game.
Who's next?
They'd probably play
Eagles.
the Eagles.
Lions or Eagles, right?
They're the
They
3,
moved
right?
to the 3.
The 3
I
Probably
actually
play
like
the
the
Eagles,
Bucks. It's
probably.
weird. I like the Bucks.
Depending who wins the other games.
I like the Bucks a little bit more if they were the 4-5 and get the Lions again in a
Who
shootout.
beat who
Lions
beat
defense
the
is-
Eagles last year?
Yeah.
but
They're a different Eagles team.
much different.
Just saying.
The Chargers are 28-1.
Am I crazy for still not liking the Lions that much? Like their defense.
I'm with you, Phil.
The Lions are plus 280. They're the favorites to win this, and I have a
Just 'cause
hard
they're the-
time wrapping my head around that.
Just because they're the favorite doesn't like.
I'm with you, Phil.
They went 15-2.
Their defense stinks. Like Darnold left 17 points on the board last night.
I actually think Darnold left a lot of points on the board. I thought Anzalone was a difference maker last night.
Yeah.
Like I thought you saw their defense play so much better with him back. It was the first time he played in like a month and a half, a little bit more. So maybe that's a bigger piece than we realize.
Like if they get the Rams in the second round, I might take the Rams to make the championship game.
I'm gonna bet the Rams in that first playoff game, for sure.
Oh, I'm with the Rams.
Definitely, I'm fading the fuck out of the Vikings.
I'm taking the Texans as well.
Picks tonight, Clemmer.
Yeah. I have a couple NBA picks. The Pacers are. The Bucks are playing the Raptors. The Raptors have lost like 13 of their last 14 games. Something crazy. They've won 1 game since December 4th. So I'm taking. It's a favorite at play here, but I'm taking the Bucks minus 7.5. And the team that the Raptors did beat was the Nets, who are playing tonight against the Pacers. Nets, they played a game on Saturday. Nobody played. Like, they have so many injuries right now, so many guys banged up. Pacers are minus 10. I'm on them. So Pacers minus 10, Bucks minus 7.5.
I'll take McNeese State minus 11.5 tonight against Northwestern State. McNeese State will take that minus 11.5 if they get going. Ev.
I'm gonna bet the FCS championship tonight. Give me the over at Montana State, North Dakota State.
Okay.
Over 58.5.
One. It's crazy that it's 1 versus 2.
Yep.
Those seeds hold. It seems like more years. than
Touchdown
not.
Tommy
Yeah.
Millot.
Yeah.
In the Montana State.
Yeah. Marty.
I'm going Rutgers plus 1.5.
Rutgers is like 8-5 or 7.
Or 8-5, but
And
at
their
home
the
against
freshmen are unreal.
I know they're unreal, but they had
Yeah, but their
they were supposed to be
cast
top
sucks.
25.
the cast sucks.
This was the year they like.
It was like 3 years ago it was supposed to be. I think everyone kind of slowly crept up, and everyone was like, "Oh shit, this team kind of blows."
This year?
Yeah, like when
Well, coming into this year, they had the number 1 or number 2 and number 3
or 2
pick.
and
no,
three.
I know that, but I'm saying like anybody that was like paying attention to the Big Ten was like, "Oh, they're gonna suck," like it's the supporting cast.
I guess, yeah.
No, but I get what you're saying, dudes. But Rico,
two
you are right. A
stars.
lot of people went.
Yeah.
Not in-depth people are like you have two that's just top.
Right, you have 2 stars.
fives,
You're
you're
good in
gonna-
the Big Ten, yeah. And I like Peichel, so I don't know. He's been there for a little while. It's one of those make or break type things. Like I don't
I'm
know.
going
I'd
Rutgers
keep
plus
him going.
1.5 at home. Houston minus 18.5, and I'm going with Minnesota plus 5.5 against Ohio State. I think Ohio State wins, but it's all I've heard about playing in Minnesota is like the weirdest gym of all time, and it's like just a odd place to play, and
They've
then
had some weird games there. In the
everyone
past.
does, and even like Hunters told me it's like it's just an odd place to play. Duke, sorry for your loss. That was a bad one.
Bad.
Minnesota also one of those teams who's I'm sure they've got a 1 seed that I forget about, but another team that has never consistently been good in my entire lifetime. Minnesota basketball.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can say about Minnesota basketball.
Is
That's
Patino still coach there?
No.
No,
New Mexico.
Is that New Mexico?
Dukes, I live bet.
By the
Dayton
way,
like
if
10
that was any
times.
other sport, and we asked Meek that,
Yeah, 'cause
we asked that question,
claim
Meek
to
would
be
have scoffed at
I
us.
don't
Yeah.
claim to be a college basketball expert. Like,
Yeah, but if I asked about like fucking like if
A
Daniel
baseball.
Vogelback's still in the MLB, you'd crucify me.
Yeah,
no, I
true.
wouldn't because I know you
That's
don't
true.
watch baseball. Now, if you ask me if Nolan Jones is still in the Rockies, like I'd criticize you because you should know that.
Houston minus 18.5. I'm with you on that. I'm also on Rutgers plus 1.5, and I'm gonna ride you with McNeese.
What do you got, Phil?
I really don't like the slate tonight, but Victor Wembanyama, 30-plus points, plus 125. He's playing the Chicago Bulls.
I like it.
So I like Wemby. It feels like a night where Wemby
All right.
does something crazy.
Bulls are bad against big men. I like it.
Spurs minus 3.
Spurs minus 3. All right,
I
fire it up,
also
Dukes.
Oh,
OKC
Really good.
without Chet too is fucking crazy.
Serious.
They're serious. They're a serious team.
They are a dangerous team.
They're scary.
I think they're like, what,
Especially
18-1
with
since Hartenstein's
Hartenstein back. Like
Yeah.
since Hartenstein's been there, you watch them, you're like, whoa.
Don't they still have
Play
picks
defense.
too?
Yes. Yep. For sure.
Yeah, I think yesterday was the finals.
What was that?
Celtics Thunder.
Celtics Thunder. Got
They're
it.
the 2 best teams.
Who won?
Thunder.
Thunder won. Was
It
it
was-
close?
Great
I
scheduling.
mean, yeah, it was the NBA. We like ran away at the end, fourth quarter.
Just, put a game like that in the middle of an NFL Sunday.
Makes
Just
sense, right?
great- great
NBA doing
did
themselves
see-
no favors.
I did see a tweet being like, yeah, how could they have known these were going to be the 2 best teams?
What a shock.
How would they know it? While scheduling this, they couldn't have guessed that these
Maybe
two
they
would
put
be-
it, I don't know, like tonight where there's no sports on.
Maybe save it for a February Sunday or a
Maybe
March
t-
Sunday
literally
or
tonight
whatever.
would have been perfect.
Actually, perfect because they do tonight and then they're playing at
Well,
the Garden on Friday.
Tonight would have been a bad night because we had Surviving Barstool at 8 p.m. Eastern
Surviving
tonight.
Barstool,
yeah,
Go
yeah,
check
yeah,
that
yeah.
out.
Touche,
Goes
Meek.
back.
Touche.
One thing I'm looking at the odds right now. It's kind of crazy. Like at least in the East, like the Celtics are plus. Like Celtics are the favorites still, plus 240 to win it all. But then at third and fourth is the Knicks and the Cavs. The 5th best odds are the Nuggets. I think the odds are just saying like Thunder all the way to the finals.
Yeah,
don't
I think they're right. I mean, I
That's-
agree with it.
I don't think there's a team
I
in
don't
the
know
West
if you
that
guys,
can play
and
with
not to
them.
go back to the Warriors thing. I know you guys saw Curry missed a back-to-back because his knees are all banged up.
Well, you're also fair point. I mean, the Timberwolves are way down. Nuggets to me don't look as good.
The Suns are going to hit the nuke button.
Suns are gonna hit the nuke button.
Putting Beal on
and
the
the
bench.
The Suns should hit the
Mavs-
nuke button.
And the Mavs, like Luka's hurt. I mean, a lot of like when you put together like basically the Warriors, Mavs, and Timberwolves all kind of like declining.
The Mavs, though,
The path in the West is becoming much.
Even the Lakers, I mean, they're like,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
because
Depends
it
on
really
the
does feel like Nuggets are the
Those
team
trades.
and a healthy Mavericks team.
There's gonna be a stars going somewhere.
The
I don't
Warriors
think a
have the
Jimmy
4th
Butler
best
trade-
odds to make to win the conference.
What do you say, Phil?
A Jimmy Butler trade's not shaking up the NBA.
No.
Like, the only thing that
No, I don't think he's gonna
actually
get
can,
traded. already.
35 years old, too.
the only thing that actually can shake up the league is like if the Suns hit the nuke button. It's like Devin Booker moves,
Booker moving
Kevin
would-
Durant moves. Like that
Durant?
shakes up the league.
Durant moving with shit.
Grizzlies with Jimmy
What?
Butler.
I don't know.
Depends where.
Where he goes. I
It's
don't
all
know.
where. Like anyone, like Durant could definitely
Not the
shake
same
up the league
Durant.
going
Yeah.
where.
Is Kevin Durant your third option?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Well, yeah, then
That's
that would
what I'm saying.
that would
Like,
help.
A team like that, like if he's not going to be your number one guy.
It depends where he goes. Like we're saying though, like where the Thunder and Celtics are, and even to some extent, like you got the Knicks. There are teams that are just so far above and beyond other
Kevin
teams.
Durant went to the Mavericks. Dude.
that's what I was gonna say.
That would be a move.
That's what I was gonna say.
That
If
would be
it was the
interesting.
Mavs, then you're like, okay.
Then, all right, then I might include them in that.
The Mavs are who beat the Thunder
That's fair.
last year.
Yeah.
So
Denver is a
if Luka
sneaky
comes back
team.
healthy,
You get a healthy Luka. You got Kyrie, who's, to Marty's credit, Marty said it. Marty said it from day one. The Mavericks. He's been playing really well with the Mavs. Been a great fit for them. Been a perfect fit for him.
He's been great.
He's been great.
Not a cancer at all.
No, he's been, if anything, other than the half season when he got there, it was a kind of a disaster. He's been perfect.
Yeah.
Denver is a sneaky team that could add that third piece just because they have all their assets still.
Yeah.
Denver still scares me.
Yeah. I wonder where they like.
On his court.
Like I wonder like where they would try to add that piece, like what specific piece? Because like they obviously with the big man, like you have MPJ, you have Jamal Murray at the 2. Like do they try to get like another scoring guard? Like do they try to go like
Durant there would
do
be.
they go with it Durant? Like would they go with more of like a wing player? Like they obviously have Aaron Gordon.
That's
who's
what's
very
weird is
good.
you add another piece. Like, yeah, you're sharing the ball, or whatever, but you take the ball away from Jokic a little bit, which is like.
But Jokic is always going to facilitate. Like he's always going to have the
He's really
ball in
not
his
ball
hands.
dominant in that.
Not
way,
ball
where
dominant, but I'm saying
scoring-
he might get less shots, and I don't know if that's what I want because he's fucking great. So it is. What
Well,
it is.
it depends who gets the shot. If it's Kevin Durant, that's
Right,
not
yeah.
a big
Some
deal.
of the-
What
you
if
see
Durant
some
went to a
of
team
this-
like Houston?
I like
Young
to-
team.
I could see it.
That'd be fun.
That would make sense.
fun
Is he
team.
from there too? Like that would
No,
not make
he's
sense.
from like
he's-
DMV area, like Virginia.
You
He
put-
went to college in Texas.
That's right.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
I like Durant. I think Durant's. I've said it a million times. The most natural scorer that's ever been born. But he's had a weird career in the NBA.
Very weird.
Bizarre.
Very weird career.
He-
Mercenary.
He won the 2 titles. Those are bizarre.
Titles like don't count in people.
Yeah, they're like bizarre. So it's just had a very weird career.
He's not going to be remembered as a top 20 player all time when his
And I've
career's
said it.
over.
I know I don't think they go into the NBA Hall of Fame or the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Durant?
Yeah.
I think he'll be top 20.
Yeah,
I think
I think he is. No.
I think he
close.
you start looking at some guys
People
that are
forget
active
how
that might have better
fucking good
legacies.
He's unbelievable.
He's the second best player I think in my lifetime.
Yeah, I think so too.
Well, there are a lot of good players before
I'm
your
taking
lifetime.
him over Kobe.
No.
Yes.
No.
No.
Yes. What are you talking about? Yes. He's
Now we're down a
I'm
rabbit
the
was a
biggest
scorer.
Kobe hater ever.
Now we're down a
Kobe,
rabbit hole.
Kobe
Down
is a
rabbit hole.
scorer.
Oh.
And Durant is 10 times the scorer Kobe is.
You're right. You're right.
Down a rabbit hole. Wrap it up.
I keep on defending Kobe in the show, but no.
I don't know.
Oh, Shaq, by the way. I put Shaq ahead of Durant.
I'm putting Jokic over KD right now.
Yeah,
That's
right
tough.
now.
Yeah, I
The
could,
Durant-
that's
I
fair.
didn't do that yet.
More
Shaq is
MVPs,
tough.
a ring on his own.
Why?
What was the?
Just because it's like such a different,
Well,
such a different game. It's very hard to do. That's all
We're
I'm saying.
saying 20 ever, then we have a lot of that
I
game.
know you have to do it. I'm just
factor
saying
in.
it's
Yeah.
very hard to.
I think Butler. The last thing is Butler to the Grizzlies would be interesting. Did you see that? Like it got matched up. Like the Grizzlies sat like 3 people yesterday, and it all matched up to Butler's salary.
Grizzlies are. Oh, that is. Grizzlies are 23 and 13.
yeah,
I think.
They could use a guy like Jimmy Butler
Yeah, I agree.
as like a like secondary option.
I think it makes both teams better too. Not like Miami right away, but the key piece, the pieces that they'd get would
Who
set
are the
them up for the
He
next
should
year.
just get draft picks, though. Honestly, the Heat are a mess.
No, if you got like Desmond Bain, Luke Kennard, and I forget the other one.
What's
it's
that gonna do?
Those are outside
Oh, they're
scorers.
good.
Desmond
That's
Bain's a good
what-
What's that gonna do? Like what's that
what
gonna
does
do
it-
for you? Like what's that gonna
Long
maybe
term,
maybe make the second round?
I'll tell you right now. 'cause
It's your
Miami's-
building for the future.
And Miami is a great place to like a free agency. Like you want to go to like
True.
Miami. It's a top destination,
Yep.
so you're always going to be like linked. You have Pat Riley, you have Spoelstra, so it's a good organization.
Mm-hmm.
And what made the Heat great when they had Butler was surrounding him with scorers like Caleb Martin, Gabe Vincent, Max Strus, which is what Luke Kennard and Desmond Bain
Luke
are.
Kennard's a legit just shoots threes.
I like those players a lot.
Like,
He's a
I'm
good
not
player.
saying
I
that
just think the
they
Heat are
gonna
so
win it this
far
year.
from a title.
Yeah, but you got to start
You
somewhere.
got to get another Jimmy Butler.
I'd rather have picks.
I think I'd rather have Bain. Like Bain's like a proven player. I'd rather have some proven guys to like try to build around. Like I think those are 2 guys you can legitimately like core pieces you can build around.
Exactly. That like you're not going to win in the NBA without any superstar.
They're not just
but,
guys you're, like,
now you have
trading
the
for, like,
pieces a
salary
superstar
dump.
to come.
Like Bain's like good like 2-way player.
Who are
Kennard, like,
upcoming free
legit
agents in the next
shooter.
couple years? I don't even know.
What?
Might be a rabbit hole for another time, but I
Yeah.
know it's wrapping up. But like, who are like NBA free agents like the next 1 or 2 years that would, in theory, help the Heat?
There's always guys you could talk yourself into every couple of years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
NBA
yeah.
free agency is always
It's always exciting.
always got
Agency
something.
is the craziest.
Always got
It's
something.
always good.
All right, that is Pick Central Surviving Barstool at 8 tonight.
Must watch, by the way.
So,
I'm putting a must watch on
For
that.
I saw Dave tweet it. For the people asking, it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You have the college football playoff Thursday and Friday, which leads us into Wild Card Weekend. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week, 8 o'clock.
Do you agree, Rico? Must watch tonight's episode?
Must watch. Tune in. It's always must watch.
Always
Tune
must
in and check it out.